Hello and welcome to another Desmos tutorial here. So in this tutorial I just want to show you really quickly how you might graph a piecewise function. So remember, a piecewise function usually comes defined in pieces, no pun intended there. So for example, let's suppose one of the equations was the line y equals, let's say, 2x minus 1. Right? So let's type that line. Now let's suppose the equation for 2x minus 1 is only defined for, let's say, x less than 1. So what I'm going to do is use the curly brackets on my keyboard. I'm going to hit the curly bracket key and it'll suddenly throw both curly brackets on there for me. And I'm going to hit the X button and then I'm going to hit less than and 1, and when I hit enter, I don't even have to hit enter, but you can see the graph has already been limited to its domain. So normally this line, right, has a domain of our reals and would continue graphing, but we have stopped it. We've said don't go beyond x equals 1, right? So only graph it for x less than 1. So I can see right here at x equals 1 in the domain, the graph begins. And you can see if I click on the graph, notice how it puts an open hole there for me, right? So x isn't allowed to equal 1. So it puts an open hole there, but to the left of 1, the graph exists. There's my x-intercept, right? There's my y-intercept there, and I can continue on down. So if I'm going to begin to graph a piecewise function, I'm really just going to type the equation and then use curly brackets to specify the domain that the graph lives on, right? So let's say the second half of the equation is y equals x squared. So let me bring up the keyboard. I'll do x. I'll click the raised to the power of 2. Right? And then I'm going to do curly brackets. Now I'm looking to see on here where the curly brackets are. Here's the curly brackets, right? So I could do, oops, now look what it's doing. It's putting the curly brackets up in the exponent. That's not where I want them. So let me raise it to the power of 2, and then I'm going to hit my right arrow on my keyboard. Right? Make sure we're off there. So now let's go to the curly brackets, and then we'll type x. So let's say this is greater than or equal to 1. So I can click the greater than or equal to 1, and we can see there's that piece of that graph, right? Now what's kind of cool here, these two graphs are lining up with each other. They're actually touching right here. So let me make this a little bit more interesting. Let's do x squared minus 1 for that domain. Right? So now we have a kind of disconnected, right, discontinuous graph here. So the original equation, 2x minus 1, stops at 1 and doesn't include 1. And then this graph includes x equals 1. So it's willing to plot that point for me at x equals 1. All right? So piecewise functions, really pretty simple to graph. I'm just going to use curly brackets and I'm going to specify the piece of the domain for each of the equations.